What's up, Bills Mafia? I got 5 takeaways from the Buffalo Bills victory over the Las Vegas Raiders this past Sunday. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, I got 5 takeaways from the Buffalo Bills win over the Las Vegas Raiders this past Sunday in Buffalo. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. And a special shout out once again to Bills Wire for creating this article. And I do got some bonuses, by the way. All right. Bounce back achieved. The Bills did what they needed to do, bounce back, following their 22-16 stunning overtime loss to the New Jersey Jets in Week 1. Buffalo had to respond, not only for themselves, but to signal to the rest of the NFL they are a legitimate contender still. Kudos to head coach Sean McDermott. His team was much more ready to play against the Raiders. I agree. And it was, listen, this game is what I call a game where it was a correct the wrong game, right? And what they did there was beautiful. It was well done. It was simple yet effective, and it wasn't the prettiest game, but once again, simple, effective, and a bounce back game that we really needed to have. And kudos to Josh Allen because he stayed the course, meaning he went with Dorsey's play calling. He didn't do anything crazy. For the most part, he stayed in the game plan, and the game plan was primarily to run the ball, get the run game going, and to take what the defense was giving him and get rid of the ball quicker. And that's exactly what he did. And I love it because this is, listen, moving forward, I don't think this is going to be the game plan, obviously, every single game, but this is good for him to get a bounce back, as far as him, after Week 1, especially for Josh Allen to get back on track, knowing that he can play better. And it showed. It showed Week 2 that he can take what the defense is giving him. He can do the smart things out there and not play the hero ball all the time. And that's exactly what he did. So kudos for that coaching staff to get these guys, to rally these guys back to playing some Buffalo Bills football. All right, cleaner game. On multiple fronts, the Bills played a much cleaner game. At the top, quarterback Josh Allen did not turn the ball over a week after giving away 4 times. In addition, a lot fewer silly mistakes were found, such as mental lapses on special teams. I agree. Listen, once again, I just said it. Perfect game for the Buffalo Bills to bounce back, right? Perfect opponent. Listen, the Raiders, they're not the worst team in the NFL. They're not the best, but they're in the middle of the pack, and they're going to fight you. They got some playmakers over there. Y'all know that, right? Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Crosby, and their quarterback's no slouch either. And I felt like this was a perfect game for the Buffalo Bills to get back on track, to correct some of that silly turnovers, the boneheaded special teams play at the end there and the overtime loss to the Jets. Like they corrected a lot of wrong here. And I love what I saw from this team. This was a perfect bounce back as far as turnovers go and just silly play. So I agree with that. All right, next up, takeaway linebackers. A top-tier game from Buffalo Bills linebackers. Terrell Bernard displayed the athletic ability by recording his first career interception. He grabbed a tip pass from Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Not to be outdone, Matt Milano then recorded his second interception of the season in as many games. Milano jumped over the top of a receiver to take it away. This type of play is very impressive from Buffalo's new look linebacker room. I agree. Listen, and I've been tough on Bernard a little bit. I don't think I've been like really tough. I never said that he's the worst player in the world, but I just didn't know if he's gonna be our long-term middle linebacker for the season. I thought maybe Christian Kirksey would eventually step in that role by week 3, week 4. But if Terrell Bernard continues to play at that level, then he will continue to be our middle linebacker for the rest of the season. I don't know about the future, but for this season, if he continues to play that way, then yes, he will remain as the middle linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. Matt Milano, what more can I say? The guy is an absolute stud. He is so overrated, underrated, overrated. I almost say overrated, underrated in the NFL as far as linebackers go. The dude is everywhere. He makes so many plays. The dude brings the hit every time. He's just all over the field. And, that interception Sunday was unbelievable. He went over the guy, took it from him, and just basically said, yeah, that's mine. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. And I love it. I love Matt Milano. I love what he brings to this team. Like I said, he is underrated. He is undervalued. We got him on a cheap extension, or when we extended him pretty much. So we're lucky to have Matt Milano, honestly, because that dude is definitely worth more than what we're paying him. And yeah, what more can I say? Matt Milano's an absolute stud, and I think now people around the NFL are really starting to take notice of Matt Milano. All right, next up, some help. There was no offense being kept alive by Stephon Diggs against the Bears. Touchdowns were found all over the place as 5 different players scored for the Bills. Damian Harris, Latavius Murray on the ground, and Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, and Dawson Knox in the air. In addition, running backs James Cook had 124 rushing yards. It was his first time over the century mark in his career. The Bills' offense had a lot of input from all over the place. I love it. I love the game plan by Ken Dorsey. I absolutely thought the offensive line played probably their best, ball in a long time. And by the way, this is kind of a new offensive line other than Morse and Dawkins. So, and I guess Brown's been here, but this is the first time that this unit's been, back to back, same unit with no injuries. And I'm loving it. I really am. I'm loving when I see him because it hasn't been perfect, but I could see it getting better. You could see it trending in the right direction. And Spencer Brown, listen, say what you want about Spencer Brown, but he stepped up big time against Max Crosby, who is one of the best edge rushers in the game. And of course, I know that you guys are going to bounce back and say, well, he had help. He had Dawson Knox came out and helped him. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I saw plenty of one-on-ones from, that Spencer Brown had with Crosby, and he took care of business. He did. He played his ass off out there. So you have to show him some love. You can't just dog on a player, say he sucks, and then the moment he does good, you show him no appreciation, and you have to come back with, well, he had this. And you can't do that. So that's unfair for a player. And listen, I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong about a player. If a player turns around and does good, like Terrell Bernard, I just didn't think he would be the guy. I thought he would be replaced shortly after week 2. I was saying week 3, week 4. And right now I'm wrong. Right now, Bernard is handling that middle linebacker position. So Spencer Brown for right now is handling his business at right tackle. First game and not so hot, but that was also against a very, very good Jets defense. But I think this is a good thing for Spencer Brown, right? Spencer Brown knows that he competed against a guy that is one of the best. And if anything that Spencer Brown takes out of this game is that he can handle it, right? And that's a boost of confidence. It's a boost of confidence for him. And I'm sure the other players on the team took notice as well and gave him a slap on the back, right? And said, hey, great job out there, Spencer, because they knew he was in for a tough day. So let me get back to the next. Oh, real quick too, about the other players on the offense. The running game, I absolutely love, because one thing I was so angry about week 1 was the fact that Damian Harris, the guy that the Buffalo Bills wanted to go get, they were excited about signing as a free agent. They gave 1 carry in week 1. Unacceptable. Latavius Murray, who had a very good training camp and preseason, they gave 2 carries on week 1. So I was like, yo, you got to get these guys more involved. And I mean, you have weapons here, and those are more of a bulldozer type running backs. Use them to your advantage. Soften the defense up, especially for James Cook. And if you notice in this game in week 2 against the Raiders, Cook didn't start so high. He didn't start so hot. They put Murray in. Murray started just, man, going right up the gut, just really making those defenders have to work. And James Cook got going after Murray came in. And I just felt like moving forward, and I hope Ken Dorsey sees this now, that these guys are more than capable of doing it. And if he continues to mix in these running backs, this is going to be a good running team. But if he goes away from it again, then it's going to be a tough season for the running backs. But I feel like that, the way they did it in week 2, I felt was perfect, right? So I hope they continue that. Now, as far as the receivers go, Gabe Davis, another guy that Bills Mafia just totally hating on for a long time, showed you why I feel like he still could be a solid number 2 receiver in the NFL. He read Josh Wright on the same page, especially on that rollout. Like that's all Allen and Gabe Davis being on the same page. And Gabe Davis, as far as I know, had no drops. He made beautiful catches. He was there when it counted. And Khalil Shakir came through, which I really wish they would give Khalil Shakir more opportunities, because when his name is called, he usually steps up. Dawson Knox showed up. I thought our rookie Kincaid had a very good game as well. He showed his toughness out there, because Raiders are getting some good hits on him, and he would just bounce back up and handle his business. So I love that we spread the ball around there. I wish Trent Sherfield would get more involved, and I wish that they would have Hardy in the slot a little bit more, because that little bubble screen is not working. Defenses are scooping it out. They're reading it. They know it's coming. And I think with Hardy's speed, if you put him in a slot, it's going to be real tough for defenders to guard him. So because of his speed. So that's the only thing I would suggest moving forward. But and more motions in the backfield. We don't do it as much, and we really should start implementing that in our offense. And I hope Ken Dorsey starts to do that, but we'll see. All right, last one. Run defense, not a problem. After letting a bunch of yards pile up on the ground against the Jets, the Bills bottled up the Raiders' Josh Jacobs, an all-pro back. Jacobs had 9 carries for -2 yards rushing. Negative. The game getting out of hand on the scoreboard helped, but the Bills' defense did their part as well. Las Vegas kept trying to run the ball even late in the game, and Buffalo just wouldn't let them. It's true, man. And that's the rest of that article. So, listen, what a bounce back performance by the Buffalo Bills defense, run defense. I still think they struggle against the on the outside run, on the edges there. They need to figure that part out. And I think when Von Miller gets back to that, will stop that, because Von Miller's an excellent run defender. But they did a great job. They bottled up Josh Jacobs' negative yards. I don't know if you'll ever have a game like that again where he's -2 yards in a football game. But I thought they did a great job stopping the run. And kudos once again to this team. I think it was a complete team victory. Everybody did their part in that game on Sunday. So now to my bonuses. One, I want to talk about Osiris Torrance, who once again has just proven that he should have been a first-round pick, and proving that the Buffalo Bills got lucky as hell landing him in round 2, because he should have been long gone, in my opinion. That guy is just an absolute stud. I don't think he's gotten a penalty yet. And he's just holding his own against some of the best. And I absolutely love what I see from him. So I hope it continues. And by the way, he will continue to get better and better and better as the games go on. And, all I can tell you is that guy is going to be a Pro Bowl guard in the NFL. And we are very lucky to have Osiris Torrance on this team, and thank God Bean realized that and drafted that dude in round 2. He got very lucky, like I said. And then the other bonus is I will never ever eat wings prior to a Buffalo Bills game, meaning right before a game starts. I did it in 2021, and we lost to the Steelers week 1. I should have learned my lesson. By the way, I'm superstitious, right? Very superstitious. And I went ahead and did it again week 1. Went out, got wings, brung them back, and we lost that game. Never again, guys. Never again will I eat wings before a Buffalo Bills game starts. Superstitious, but I'm telling you, I didn't do it this game. Look at that, huh? We blew him out the water. So, anyways, guys, do you guys have any takeaways that I didn't mention? Go ahead and comment below. Bills Mafia, you know I love you. And by the way, we are going live tonight at 11:15 on Mafia Sports Report, and it is the Buffalo Bills late night show. That's what we are calling our Monday shows from now on because it's so late. And just join us. Why not? What do you got to do, right? So anyways, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.